Yo, what's going on, my people, guys? We are back checking out more VITA CARNIS. VITA CARNIS actually came back with a new video, and I'm down to go ahead and check it out with you guys. So if you guys are ready, and also if you haven't seen any of my other VITA CARNIS videos, I will leave the playlist in the description down below. Go ahead, feel free to check those out because that series is freaking insane in itself. But let's just go ahead and check this out, guys, and dive right on in. Let's do it. All right, guys, we're back. VITA CARNIS, New Beginnings. Let's go, man. 12 minutes 16. Let's get it. What we're about to get into. Guys, got your warning. Let's get it. Also, how you guys doing today? Hope all is good. Hope all is good. Drink your water.
Today, something has happened within the restricted zone.
Oh God, I forgot about that thing.
Where a large group of cultists have been apprehended. Several teams of military personnel have arrested some high-ranking cultists and have unmasked their identities to the public. Shockingly, several of these members are well-renowned politicians and high-ranking members of multiple governments across the globe.
Many documents have been released providing sufficient proof of the atrocities that were being committed. Some of these crimes include murder, kidnapping, torture, ritual sacrifice, and the list goes on.
The members are found guilty of deliberately providing false information to the public in an attempt to cause harm.
The New Trier Company has been found to have very significant ties with cultist activities and has been shut down. All New Trier products have been deemed hazardous for consumption.
Cultivation farms are facing pressure to shut down.
Public unrest grows as the New Trier cult case brings more crimes that were hidden away to light.
The people are outraged by how little was actually being done.
They demand that something be done to handle the Carnis species.
Riots appear in the streets as protests begin to turn.
Our leaders were plotting against us.
Getting too crazy.
What happens now?
Test chamber 1 now in use.
Welcome to Magister's Wonder Show.
So go to this nice, peaceful
I am
music.
the Magister, and get ready to explore all of the world's wonders. Today, we are learning about the circle of life.
Carcass. Head Director, Doctor of Carcass. Progress report, VITA CARNIS.
Test report number 4. We still know very little about the nature of the entities. There are 7 singularities in total. Each singularity is roughly 1 meter in diameter. They are made of an unknown material, although it looks and feels very similar to glass. We are unable to sample it in fear of causing potential damage.
It's like an
The material is very dark in color, but has red shimmers of light swirling inside. There are some hints of other colors present, but is mostly dominated by the red. Each entity hovers above the ground in a stationary position, although they can be moved with relative ease. Our equipment can detect some subtle pulses of energy in rhythmic but random patterns.
It's like a weird energy anomaly. It's creepy. Well, what if this was the cult worshipping, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Her laughter.
We don't know what they are. We don't know if it is breathing or communicating. We don't even truly know if they are even organic. This is nothing new, just confirming what we already know.
They sound like laughter to me.
Our first experiments didn't give any interesting leads. The most we got was some interference with electronics, especially when there is more than one kept close together. But the experiment we conducted showed extremely significant results. The experiment played out like this. In test chamber 1, a live cow was released into the chamber with V1 for an extended period. They were left together for 24 hours. The test showed minimal results from the entity and an increase in stress from the cow. Next, the body of a cow was put into the chamber with V1 for 24 hours.
Oh, I thought that body...
The results were extraordinary. 5 hours after the whole body had been ingested, concentrations of Kroll rapidly grew from several points from within the chamber. What this could mean, it rewrites everything we knew about the VITA CARNIS species.
I'm not gonna lie, that made my skin crawl, bro. It like it decomposed but turned it into biomass or something.
A young larva hatches from within its egg.
So
it will
creepy.
roam around and find food to help it grow and grow. Once they are big enough, they transform into a pupa. And after some more time, they transform into an adult beetle. The adult beetle will go out into the world in search of...
Dr. Rhodes, crawl specialist head
Audio
cultivator.
log. Progress report for crawl samples. Cultivation has been successful. So far, we grew them with 3 specific environmental factors.
Why are you growing
1 is our
them?
control group, 2 with access to additional nutrition sources, and 3 with exposure to radio signals. Group 1 grew on par with standard crawl samples. No distinct abnormalities. Group 2 grew at a faster pace than the control group, as expected. No distinct abnormalities.
That's so nasty.
Group 3 grew against its normal pattern, weaving its way toward the radio. Once the device was claimed, it switched to usual growth patterns. Again, no distinct abnormalities.
Interesting.
In conclusion, the samples that were grown in V1's test chamber don't seem to differ from others grown from other sources. Still, we will continue with more factors and further groups, just in case. There have been some developments in the propagation group. V1 samples have seemingly been able to produce nodules at a slightly quicker rate than wild samples. Control groups show that V1 samples begin node development a few days faster. More time will be needed to say for sure. As for the nodes themselves, there aren't any distinct abnormalities. We've successfully hatched a dozen Carnish juveniles, several trimmings, 2 meat snakes, and even 1 mimic. We will be sending them to the enclosures after everyone's reports get sent out.
Execute them?
And
What you
lock.
mean send them? See, man. Scientists play with fire, bro. It's no way.
And then is ground into a fine mince and is now ready for the garden.
Are they grinding up the... Oh, we cooked.
Audio log. Progress report for trimming colony. Significant progress in learning the social patterns of a group of trimmings we have been keeping together. A new batch of juveniles were added to the main colony at the beginning of the new progress report. They were accepted into the community immediately. No conflict or rejection observed. They did provide the circumstances to document more of their interactions. Trimmings communicate through a series of vocal cues. Colony members meeting the new batch with squeaks and squeals. They also are not afraid to show us when they are upset. Trimmings also use some physical displays as well. For example, trimmings do a chewing or chatter motion with their mouths when they are happy or interested in something. The experiment that we performed was to explore the extent of their communication skills. The test went like this. We took one of the trimmings and had them in place in a modified enclosure. A speaker would play 2 separate audio cues. A positive cue would play, followed by a treat, and a negative cue, followed by a small spray of cold water. We did several rounds of both audio cues to condition the trimming's response.
Love them treats, though. That's crazy, the cold water.
After the test, the trimming was released back to its colony. And after a few hours, we tested how much the trimmings communicated. Another speaker was placed near the colony's enclosure, where we played the same audio cues.
They know, they learn.
It's incredible to see how layered their social interactions can be. Although, we tried something a bit bizarre.
Oh no.
We found out that a wild colony had settled around the facility recently. It was strange what we did. It was a long shot. We set up a radio device near the wild colony and near ours. We linked both devices up and played the cues.
There's many dangers out there in the world. There are many predators that would
Did they
love
attack
to
the
have beetles
camera?
for a snack. And unfortunately, not all beetles make it. Yes, it is sad, but that's how the circle of life works. But look, one of the beetles has laid eggs. And once the beetle's eggs hatch, the beautiful cycle starts again. And life continues on.
Darian Chile? Wait, was that it? No! I wanted to see more, dude! No! Dude, I was so invested! I wanted to know more, dude! Yo, like, VITA CARNIS in itself, like, this whole series is freaking great. And as a sci-fi nerd myself, and I'm kind of heavy, well, not heavy, but I love some sci-fi horror, you know, like Aliens, or like, you know, the horror side of Halo and Dead Space, things like that I freaking love. And this gives me vibes of like that with some sci-fi horror type stuff, with just how these things cultivate and they evolved and they turn into mimics. But the things that really bugged the heck out of me, the one part where I guess the cow, and it was, I believe the cow was already bodied. Let me know in the comment section down below if I'm wrong, but it seemed like the cow was already bodied. It was laying there on a freaking pallet. The freaking thing, that orb, literally managed to turn that thing into like some type of biomass, which is so freaking creepy. And the fact that not only does biomass, it seems to attract technology. That's what it seemed like to me, because it went on the camera and it went on the radio when it was growing. Dude, I got a lot of questions, but you guys could probably definitely let me know in the comment section down below. But guys, that was VITA CARNIS. I hope you guys did enjoy this new episode of the series, because this was freaking fire. There's a few other series I gotta finish. I also need to finish Chess Kids. I need to finish that one too. It's a few other ones too. I heard you guys wanted me to check out Murder Drones too. I never watched that series, but I'm down to check it out too. I don't think it's horror related, but I'm down to check out some new stuff. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate every last one of you. Hit that sub button for your boy. Join the Legendary Army today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.